Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Deathboy, and today I want to make a guide for the Legion raid Brelshaza in Lost Ark. The raid has been nerfed a lot since September of 2023, and I want to try to go into as much detail as I can. So if you are a new or returning player and you want to give Brelshaza a shot, I highly suggest you watch this video, and I hope there's a lot you can gain from it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Brelshaza Normal Mode can be entered at the following item levels: 1490 for Gate 1 and 2, 1500 for Gate 3, and 1520 for Gate 4. This will be a 3-part video series, with this video covering Gate 3. If you want me to make a guide for Brelshaza Hard Mode Gate 1 through Gate 3, let me know in the comment section below. Before you enter Brelshaza Gate 3, you want to bring the correct battle items. You will bring the following: Whirlwind Grenade, Time Stop Potion, and Sprinter's Robe. Whirlwind Grenade is used to complete Stagger Mechanics in Gate 3. Time Stop Potion is used to make yourself invincible, and Sprinter's Robe will increase your movement speed. I will discuss a good time to use these battle items later on in the video. Before you enter Gate 3, you need to know how your pre-assigned spots will be decided. The raid leader will change the party title of the party to green-white or blue-purple. This will be shortened to GGWW or BBPP. The first 2 letters in the party title mean that the first 2 party members, number 1 and number 2, will go to that spot. The last 2 letters in the party title mean that the last 2 party members, number 3 and 4, will go to that spot. When you enter Gate 3, you'll see small colored icons on your minimap: green, white, blue, and purple. In most parties, it will be GGWW for one party and BBPP for the other party. This pre-assigned spot is for the blue Stagger Mechanic and the yellow Stagger Mechanic that I will discuss later on. There is one more spot that's called out in Gate 3 before you enter Gate 3, and that's for the yellow Stagger Mechanic. Those spots are the following: Stagger, Break, and Catch. In each party, 2 people need to be Stagger, 1 person needs to Break, and the other person needs to Catch. Usually, the 2 players with the highest Stagger will be Stagger, and the other DPS will Break, and the support will Catch. But if the support has Vital Point hit, it may be best for the support to Stagger instead of Catch. I will go more in depth later on in the video regarding these 3 spots for the yellow Stagger Mechanic. In Gate 3, each mechanic is a stagger check. The color of the cube determines what kind of stagger check will occur. The color is completely random, which can sometimes throw people off. I will start off by discussing each kind of stagger mechanic, then I will discuss when they occur. Red Stagger Mechanic. The cube will be red and a large aura will surround the cube. The cube will spawn a yellow circle on the ground right in front of the cube. Only 1 player needs to go inside when the yellow circle spawns. It is ideal for the lowest stagger player to go in first. After 1 player goes inside the yellow circle, you will see a stagger bar under the boss. After completing the stagger check, 1 yellow buff will spawn on the ground in a random location around the cube. Someone needs to pick up this yellow buff as soon as possible, then stand inside the yellow circle. After this is done, the second stagger check will occur. After completion, 2 yellow buffs will spawn on the ground around the cube. This should be picked up by 2 players, then go inside the yellow circle. This will repeat 1 last time, then the red Stagger Mechanic will finish with the cube firing a laser at the players inside the yellow circle that does minimal damage. As you can see, there are 3 stagger checks in total for the red Stagger Mechanic. In order from greatest to least, the first stagger check requires the most stagger, then the second, then the third. If a player fails to pick up a yellow buff and bring it to the yellow circle in time, or a player is standing in the circle without picking up a yellow buff, it will be a raid wipe. If less than 6 players are alive, it is automatically a raid wipe. If either stagger check is not completed in time, it will also be a raid wipe. Blue Stagger Mechanic. The cube color will be blue and then change form. 1 square will spawn at the green, white, blue, and purple pillars on the map. As stated earlier in the video, whatever spot you are assigned, based upon the party title, is where you should go. 2 party members should be at each square. Stagger the square when you see the stagger bar. Once the square is staggered, both players will get a yellow shield if they were next to the square when the square was staggered. You should then gather with other party members. After a moment, some random players will be imprisoned, and other random players will receive a quick typing test that must be finished. After you finish the typing test, you need to free the imprisoned players by using a skill with a lot of multi-hit or just auto-attack to free them. Every party member should be free before the boss fires a laser. This laser will kill you upon impact. Do not get hit and make sure every player is free. Sometimes the boss will fire a laser, then rotate and fire again. Play it safe and do not attack until the boss is done firing lasers. If more than 2 players are at one of the squares and attempts to help you stagger, only 2 players will get the yellow shield buff. If any square stagger is not completed in time, no one around that square will get a yellow shield. Any player that does not have a yellow shield will die. If one raid member is dead, someone may need to solo stagger the square if possible. If 2 raid members are dead, the raid will need to coordinate so that at least 3 squares have 2 people total. Yellow Stagger Mechanic. The boss color will be yellow, and a quick map-wide aura will come from the boss. Then a large orb will spawn at the green and blue pillar. If your party title had GG in it, you will go to the green side. If your party title had BB in it, you will go to the blue side. If you called break at the start in chat, you will need to break the orb as soon as possible by using high damage skills. Once you break the orb, you will receive a yellow shield. You need to decide on whether you're going left or right side and collect the purple orbs that are coming from either side. These purple orbs will slightly knock back the people that are supposed to stagger. That's why it is essential for you to collect them. If you are catching, you need to wait until the DPS player breaks the large orb. After this has been done, a small yellow orb will fly in towards the boss. You need to stand right on the boss and catch the yellow orb that comes flying in. The reason why is because a yellow platform will spawn on the ground after catching. The yellow platform is essential for this mechanic and must be close to the boss. After catching, you will get a yellow shield. Any player who is catching needs to move outside of the yellow platform after catching and go to the opposite side of the player that broke the large orb and start collecting the purple orbs. If you are stagger, you need to stand off to the side and wait for the 2 members to break and catch. When the yellow platform spawns on the ground, you need to wait for the person catching to move outside the platform. Then the 2 stagger players will move inside and perform stagger. The yellow platform gives you a stagger buff. Only the players standing inside the yellow platform can do sufficient stagger to the boss. If more than 2 players are standing in the yellow platform, all players that were standing in the yellow platform will get heavy knockback, which can result in a stagger check failing. If your raid fails the yellow stagger mechanic, it could be due to the following. The player who is breaking was really late at breaking the orb. The player catching did not catch close to the boss or did not catch at all. More than 2 players stood on the yellow platform, or break and catch players did not collect purple orbs and end up knocking the staggered members a bit, interrupting some of their abilities. With the understanding of red, blue, and yellow stagger mechanic, let's discuss what HP lines these mechanics will occur at. The first stagger mechanic will happen at 170 HP lines or below. The second stagger mechanic will happen at 120 HP lines or below. And the third stagger mechanic will happen at 55 HP lines or below. 170, 120, or 55 can be blue, red, or yellow. It is considered RNG. However, you should know that the same color cannot appear twice before the star stagger mechanic at 95 HP lines. So as an example, if you got the red stagger mechanic at 170, then the blue color change at 160, then the next stagger mechanic at 120 must be yellow. With that being said, let's discuss the last stagger mechanic, Star Stagger Mechanic. This mechanic will happen at 95 HP lines or below and 20 HP lines or below. The Star Stagger Mechanic is very simple. You will deplete the purple stagger bar shown under the HP bar of the boss before the dial surrounding the boss runs out. Usually the Sidereal is up for both of these star mechanics. Most groups will decide to use Way if the boss does not have a lot of stacks. I will discuss what these stacks mean later on, but if the boss has 4 or more stacks, it is wise to use the Anana Sidereal because these stacks can only go away with that Sidereal. Within the Anana Sidereal circle, you will not experience any damage or knockback, so use your Whirlwind Grenade and every skill at your disposal to deplete the stagger bar. 95 and 20 HP line Star Stagger Mechanic are the exact same. Now that we have discussed all major mechanics, let's discuss the mechanics that happen in between the major mechanics. These mechanics are called color change and happen at certain HP lines. At 160 HP lines or below, the first color change will occur. The boss will take reduced damage and will change color. Each color change has a unique attack that can be avoided if you know what they are. Let's discuss them now. If the boss color changes to red, it will fire lasers on its flat side, with the pointy side being safe. The boss will fire once, then rotate and fire again. The next color change happens at 135 HP lines or below. If the boss changes to blue, it will do a large AoE attack on the ground. The safe spot is the edge of the map, but aligned with the flat side of the boss. Another color change will happen at 65 HP lines or below. If the boss color is yellow, purple balls will start spawning in. This can easily be avoided by simply moving around and dodging. The last color change is at 40 HP lines or below. This can be blue, red, or yellow. Now that we have discussed all major mechanics in Gate 3, let's move on to some notable attack patterns. Some attack patterns are unique to red, blue, and yellow color only. Red Cube, Purple Orb, and Meteors. The red cube will spawn multiple diamond-like objects on the edge of the map and will bombard the map with meteors. The diamond objects may attach a line to your character. Bring this line to the outer edge of the map if you can. Shortly after, projectiles will start flying in the direction of that line. Meteors will also spawn under your feet, so you must be on the move. This attack can be quite dangerous, so supports should utilize their awakening to help party members survive. Blue Cube, Purple Orb, and Meteors. This attack is similar to the red cube variant, except the boss will spawn diamonds in the middle, surrounding the cube that will shoot out projectiles. Meteors will also bombard the map and will drop under your feet. Be on the move and try not to get hit. This attack can be quite dangerous, so supports should utilize their awakening to help party members survive. Yellow Cube, Purple Orb, and Meteors. The yellow cube will spawn multiple diamond-like objects in the middle of the map on both sides. This will split up the map into 4 quadrants because the diamonds will spawn projectiles in both directions. At the same time, meteors will spawn under your feet. You need to stay on the move. Because there's no safe spot from the projectiles, someone will have to walk through them. The projectiles do not deal that much damage. This attack can be quite dangerous, so supports should utilize their awakening to help party members survive. Blue Cube, Blue Laser. The boss will spawn 8 circles on the edge of the map that should be picked up. This will give you a buff, allowing you to not get imprisoned for 8 seconds. The boss will also show blue telegraphs on the ground with the open spot that is safe. The buff will disappear as soon as you get hit by one of the blue telegraphs. If you are not able to grab any other circles located on the edge, you should stand away from everyone else. This is because when you do get imprisoned, it can spread to nearby players. If you do get imprisoned, ping where you are so that party members can free you. If you do not get freed in time, the boss may fire a laser that will hit you and do massive damage. Yellow Cube, Blue Laser. The boss will show a blue telegraph only on one side of the map. To avoid being imprisoned, move to the other side of the map by using your spacebar to get through the purple barrier. Laser Memory. This can happen at any time in the fight regardless of cube color. The boss will quickly show 3 safe spots. You need to memorize those safe spots and go there. Failure to go to those safe spots in time means you will be imprisoned. If you know you cannot make it in time, move away from other raid members so that you do not spread your imprisonment. This attack can take quite a while to get used to because it happens very quickly. Outside the map. If you get knocked outside the map, you will receive a debuff that will increase the damage you take. If you get 8 stacks of this debuff, you will instantly die. As I said earlier, it is best to utilize Time Stop if you know you will get knocked back by an attack. You can also utilize a push immune ability or a spacebar right as the attack will hit you so that you do not get knocked back. There is no way to cleanse this debuff other than the Anana Sidereal. Failure to do certain minor mechanics in Gate 3 would give the boss a stack. This is noted by a sword icon under the boss's HP bar. If the boss reaches 10 stacks, it is a raid wipe. This usually does not happen as the Anana Sidereal can cleanse these stacks. Let's discuss what causes these stacks to build up in the first place. Yellow Cube, Purple Barrier. When fighting the yellow cube, you will see a purple barrier splitting the map in half. If you were to try and walk through it, you will get stunned for a few seconds and the boss will gain a stack. The only way to get to the other side of the map is by using your spacebar through the purple barrier. Red Cube, Yellow Lines. When fighting the red cube, you may see a yellow line attached to your character. If you see this, spread out from other party members. Your yellow line will shortly disappear. Remember where it was and collect the projectile that comes flying in. If any of these projectiles hit the boss will gain a stack depending on how many hit the boss. You also need to know that you can only take one of these projectiles. If you take more than one, you will instantly die. Time Stop cannot save you from this. Blue Cube, Flame Attack. When fighting the blue cube, you may see a large red target under your feet. If this happens, all raid members should gather together, or at least most raid members should. Once you see your red target disappear, it will drop fire on the ground. You need to step out of this fire. If you step into this fire or get knocked back into the fire, the boss will gain a stack. This could be detrimental if it's during a blue color change and the damage is low. The fire will not go away until the cube is brought to the next phase, whether it be a color change or a major mechanic. And that will conclude my Gate 3 video and the end of the Brelshaza Raid Guide series. I know a lot of people want me to make a guide video for Gate 4, but honestly, I dislike Gate 4 a lot and I'm not that good at it. I'm simply not comfortable making a guide video for a particular gate that I do not perform well in. Gate 3 has not changed at all since it is launched in the West, but I figured I'd make my own guide since it has been requested by quite a few people. I truly hope this video has helped you out in some way for Gate 3. I did not cover all the attack patterns, only the ones I thought were vital. Also, I want to take a moment and thank everyone for the immense support and kind comments. This is my first time ever making videos on YouTube, let alone raid guides. I was not anticipating the videos to get a couple hundred views, let alone a few thousand. So again, thank you to everyone for the support. I truly appreciate it. Considering the speech impediment I have, it takes me a very long time to make these kind of videos. However, next up on the list is a guide series for Clown Gate 2 and 3, then Triangle Gate 1 through 3. I have already made a guide video for Gate 1 of Clown, but I'm waiting for the new thumbnail to update before I relist it. So keep an eye out for that within the next few weeks. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, comment, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to see me live, check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/deathboy523. I live stream nearly every day. I also teach my viewers or Discord members Legion raids on a frequent basis. If you want me to personally teach you any raid in the game, you can join my Discord or tune in while I'm streaming and let me know. I will leave a link to my Twitch channel and Discord server in the description of this video. As always, I hope you have a wonderful time raiding in Lost Ark. Peace.